Hello and welcome back to FemmeTarot. I'm Natalie, your international psychic medium. And over here, as you know, we don't do fluff, we cut straight to the truth. And today we are going to be covering, well, it's been everywhere. Everyone's been talking about it because of Ryan Murphy's TV show or TV series. The love story, or was it? We'll find out. The love story, we'll call it a love story for now. The love story between JFK Jr., we'll call him Jr. for short, and Carolyn Bessette. And we're going to be looking at the way they exited this world as well. And at the end, stick around because we're going to do our true crime reading, which is going to be on Corey Richins. The trial is ongoing right now. I believe, hold on, trial ends on March 27th. And this is quite a big case because this Corey allegedly unalived her husband. She basically allegedly poisoned him, all right? The motivation, well, the incentive or the motivation could have been the fact that Eric, her husband, had a life insurance and had quite a lot of money tied up in real estate and assets. There's that. And there's also the possibility that maybe she wanted him out of the way because she had already found someone else. Well, we'll get into that as well. We'll briefly touch on the Corey Richins. What is she guilty? What will the outcome be of this trial? And we'll just see what else comes through. But the main reading today is going to be on JFK Jr. and Carolyn. And we're going to see the energy around them. The energy around them. I have thoughts. Also, just to let you know, I have not watched the series at all. So I'm going in here blind. I know there is a lot of backlash when it comes to Ryan Murphy, and Daryl Hannah has entered the chat too. She wrote this scathing essay, scathing for Ryan Murphy and the production team, as well of the love story. And she's basically, and also the cousin of Junior has come out and said, this is all nonsense. This is all defamation, pretty much. Half of the stuff is not true. Well, we'll look into all that. And of course, as always, I'm going to take your questions. Now, I know that you guys usually have a lot of questions outside of the topics that we usually cover, right? So what we're going to do just to keep it less chaotic for myself as well, because as you know, I feel like a pilot here, no pun intended when it comes to Junior, right? But I do feel like a pilot. I have the live stream, I have all the tech stuff, I have to focus on the readings. So it makes it easier for me if we allow time for questions, any type of questions. It could be about what's happening in the Middle East right now. It could be about something else that we've covered in the past. It could be anything, right? I'm going to give like 10 or 15 minutes time at the end of this live to answer questions that are not related to the readings and the topics that we're covering today. All right. I will let you know when I'm ready to receive your questions. All right. So before we start, a big hello and welcome to the Fem Fam, the Fem Family, the Fem Village. Let me bring up my banner. Hello, hello. Happy Sunday to you two also. I hope everyone is doing well. Hello, beautiful Val. Pink Diamond is in the house, and Marie's in the house. Oh, I'm so happy to see you here every Sunday, everybody. Isa, of course, is here. It's spring here in Sweden. Yes, here too. Here too. It's getting warmer. Days are getting longer. We're finally able to sit outside in the garden and just enjoy the sunshine and the warmer weather. Oh, nice. Well, glad we're keeping you company while you're at work. You just watched the love story. Wow. Okay. So you guys, those of you have watched the love story or watching the love story, Ryan Murphy's, I'm sure you have a lot of opinions and thoughts regarding the way he represents the couple and Junior as well. We're going to look at their charts real quick as well. Hello, hello to beautiful LA. to share good vibes. Sorry, share good vibes. Nice to see you, everybody here. I'm happy you got a life too. It was a hot mess express toxic relation. It was a karmic relation. We'll get into it. Very much karmic relationship. I'm just going to give you my thoughts based on the energy that I picked up with those two. And of course, we're going to start reading them as well. I've opened up to spirit. I'm ready to receive. They were quite a toxic couple. It was. I want to say that, again, I haven't watched the love story, Ryan Murphy's love story. But I feel from the energy that I'm picking up about those two that the truth is somewhere in the middle. I know there's a lot of people who are like, the way that he's presenting Carolyn is not how I guess the world thought that Carolyn was back in the 90s. But you know what? I feel, we'll get into it, but I feel the middle is somewhere, and the truth is somewhere in the middle. She wasn't this shy, uber likable, uber soft, let's just say. Well, we know she's not soft, but that's how the media and her friends and her family portrayed her back then. It's not exactly correct, but we'll get into it. I'm glad Cynthia's excited. Oh, I love this. I'm excited too, actually. I was looking forward to this reading all day. Happy International Women's Day. I'm sorry I forgot to mention it. I completely forgot. And guess who reminded me? My son, my 11-year-old son reminded me a couple of hours ago. And I was like, where are my flowers? He's like, it's not Mother's Day, Mom. It's Women's Day. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a woman. I'm a woman and then I'm a mom. All right. But it's okay. It's okay. Hello, happy Sunday from the UK and to the UK. So glad to see you. Norma, we haven't seen you in a minute. I hope you're doing well. I missed you, girl. Sterling's video today, you mentioned New York will get attacked. Wonder if that's your 911 prediction on last week's show. I have a couple of thoughts regarding that. Yanni, stick around and I'll highlight your question because we're going to do the Q&A or the question time a bit later on, just so we can stick to one theme at a time. Yeah, I don't know how she was portrayed, but she was pissed. That I know. Do you know if Natalie has technical issue? Why? Can you not see me? Is everything okay? Let me know if the tech is working. It's Mercury retrograde, and it's always like the most stressful 3 weeks during retrograde period. Yeah, we will talk about what's happening in the world, about my predictions. I also had, if you want to call it, an epiphany a few days ago when I realized one of my predictions, this prediction was done, I believe, in 2024, or was it 2025? I believe it was towards the end of 2024. And if you remember, my prediction was that a celebrity who's young, meaning not old, not something that the world would expect because of age or because of health, etc., would be unalived, would exit this world, right? And the world would be shocked. Remember that prediction? And everyone, including myself back then, we assumed that it was Justin Bieber. Myself as well. Like I felt, because because I read Justin Bieber then, and his energy was dark, very low vibrational. He was struggling. So I thought that prediction or that vision that I had was about him. Oh no, let me tell you who it was about. And I realized a few days ago when suddenly my guides I had this light bulb moment from my guides. Guess, like Nora remembers, you guys, because everyone was like we were all, including myself, like trying to guess who it was. Let me tell you who it was. Charlie Kirk. I called him a celebrity. Well, I saw him as a celebrity. My guides, when I got that vision, he was shown to me as a celebrity. But I know he was a political figure and he was a political influencer, but he was a celebrity post unaliving. He became huge, international. That is celebrity, a public figure. I realized that what I was tuning into was the Charlie Kirk unaliving. Just saying. So regarding the, I've highlighted that question, Yanni, and we'll get to that as well. Right. Everyone remembers that. Dining out lover. I thought it was Charlie Kirk. I know I got some after Charlie Kirk's unaliving. I did get quite a few of DMs and they were all like, was it Charlie Kirk? Is that who you saw? Like, was it Charlie Kirk? And I was like, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. I was like, I don't think it's Charlie Kirk, you know? Well, now I know it was Charlie Kirk. Oh, Lord. Okay. Let me know if everything is working. Okay. Also says she had technical issues her side, so everyone else can see me and can hear me. Great. Love that. I know that Val would give me a heads up if things aren't working or if anything happens. It is Mercury retrograde. So you guys just be aware of that. All right, you guys, do you want us to dive in? It was a rhetorical question. We're diving in. All right, let me bring up, but no, sorry. I'm so excited to start this reading that I forgot. I have an announcement to make before we start. All right, everybody. Finally, I've been talking about this workshop for a couple of weeks now, but now we've launched. It's out there. Email sent, it's on social media. The activation workshop is going to take place on May the 2nd. This is going to be a virtual event. It's going to happen via Zoom, and it's a 4-hour intensive workshop. And what the workshop is about? Well, it's all about you. It's all about you. That's why we're going to keep it limited places only, because we don't want to have like a huge group. It works best in a small group. We're going to do this with my friend Tina, who's an energy healer. As you know, she works with a board of angels. She's very much a healer that works with the angel realms, the angelic realms, and that energy that comes through. She's incredible. I've had her here on my channel, I believe about a month and a half ago. And so many people that have come to me for readings, I have sent you over to Tina, and you all got back to me and you said it was incredible. The healing session was incredible. I get my healing sessions from Tina, and I can tell you she's really good. So what is the workshop about? Before we start the reading, let me share my screen real quick. Here we go. All right. So I don't know if you can see it clearly. So this is to activate and to connect you to the higher realm. So we're going to be working on body spirit upgrade. Okay. This is a module that Tina is going to be teaching and she'll be doing. This is all about opening your crown chakra. In order for you to start connecting to the higher realms, you need to open up your crown chakra. So she's going to be doing a very powerful meditation, a guided meditation, and will help you access that state of clarity. Now, the next module is going to be tuning into your intuition. This is where I come in. We're going to do a lot of interactive. This is going to be practical. Very little theory here. This is all about diving in and helping you tune into your intuition, helping you understand which one of the clairs. You've heard me say this 1,000 times, and I won't stop saying it. All of us are psychic. You're psychic too. It's just that your abilities have been a little bit sort of like weighed down because of the 3D world that we live in. So this workshop is all about opening you up and really teaching you on how to connect. So I'll be doing a lot of exercises with you and helping you, and also determining which clair is the most um the stronger clair that you have. Are you clairvoyant? Are you clairaudient? Which one is it? And once you understand which one of these clairs is most strong or most powerful with you, it's going to make it easier, because then we're going to start doing these exercises, right, to help you connect. And then between you as well, you can start reading each other as well. Psychic development, it's all part of the psychic development and tuning into your intuition. And then we're going to be doing a lot of crystal work. What do I mean by that? Teaching you about crystals, their crystal properties, which ones can help you in your own spiritual journey and your own awakening. And also Tina's going to be doing some grids as well, crystal grids. And we're going to be talking a little bit about crystal grids as well, in order for you to create your own grid. Okay. And that's a great way to hone in that energy. There's a lot in this workshop that we're going to be doing. Again, it's all about being aligned, activated, anchored, and awakened. This is exactly how you're going to feel once the workshop is over. You guys, I'm very, very excited about this. So there you go. All of the details are linked down below. It's going to scroll over underneath this tinker as well. So we have an early bird price right now, which is called the sunrise price. We have the sunrise price and the sunset price. So if you want to participate in this workshop, you've got to sign up now, because the sunrise price is only available until the 30th, so until the end of the month. After that, the sunset price, which is €50 or about $65 more expensive. So all the details are on the link that's provided to you down below in the description box. All right. Al says this workshop would be great for my husband. Really has the gift, just doesn't tap into it all the time. Well, you could maybe even gift it for him. This is excellent. If this is not for you, it might be for someone that you know. But I can tell you, you're gonna feel you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it afterwards, right? And that's why you make sure that you've eaten before the workshop, because we want you to feel energetic, not tired, for you to be able to focus as well. Have your drinks, have your snacks with you, your crystals, whatever crystals you have, and of course a notebook so you can take notes. All right. Let's see. Okay, let's start everybody this reading. I don't know where to start. I know where to start, actually. That's a lie. Let's start from their charts real quick, because their charts are extremely telling about the energy and the dynamic between these two people. So let's start with JFK Jr. As you can see here, he was a Sag, all right, in his third house. Moon in Aqua would make things a little bit complicated once you see her chart, okay? Mars, we have here in Pisces, Venus in Capricorn. So Venus in Capricorn means that, you know, he was, if you will, a Nepo baby. He was part of a, if you want to call it, a dynasty, the Kennedy dynasty. His Lilith is interesting because we have Pisces here in the 11th house. But what I found, and his ascendant here is in Virgo. But let's look real quick at Carolyn's, all right, because it's really interesting. We have here Junior Saturn is conjunct with Carolyn's sun, which is in Capricorn 16 degrees as well. So this is an indication of a karmic bond. This is a karmic relationship. And what does that mean? That they were never meant to be together forever. Karmic relationships are like lightning rods. Okay. And when two people who have a lot of karma with each other come together, all right, it's like lightning in a bottle. It is intense. It is short-lived most of the time. It could be long-lived, but it usually short-lived because it's so intense that it's impossible. One of the two or both can it can really change them and can change their trajectory when it comes to relationships in the future after such a karmic relationship such as this one. Let me bring back Carolyn's chart again. So they also have a moon Mars opposition. So Carolyn's Cancer moon, what did I say before? Oh my God. Sorry. Before I said that he had his Mars in Pisces. I'm sorry, I meant Cancer. So here we go again in Carolyn. So we have Moon Mars opposition. We have Carolyn having her Cancer, her moon in Cancer, which is opposite Junior's Mars that's in Cancer. Let me bring Junior's here. You can see here as well. And not only that, his Mars is retrograde. It was retrograde. This is his natal chart. It was retrograde when he was born. We also have here Carolyn's Venus. And as you can see, Carolyn's Venus is in Aqua. He's an Aqua Sun, Aqua Moon, excuse me. What's wrong with me today? It's Mercury retrograde. And so Carolyn is reaching for or looking for permanent status via her relationship. You can see this because she's also a Capricorn. You can see it in her chart. Whereas Junior was seeking freedom, and all of the he was a very passionate man, very intellectual on one level. Intellectual doesn't mean that he was incredibly bright. Don't go after me. I don't think that he was incredibly bright. Just saying. But intellectual, though, I mean, he was attracted to anything that was intelligent. So women who were more intellectual or people who were more intellectual. This is how he absorbed information. And this is how pretty much he learned about how the world moves around or moved around him. This was via other people. They also have the Lilith moon conjunction. Look at him. Look at his. He has a Lilith in Cancer, all right? And then we also have hers. Look at this. Hers is in Aqua. So we have a Lilith moon because his moon is in Aquarius and her Lilith is in Aquarius. We have an opposition here, which means passion, attraction, intensity, challenges, fighting, toxicity, all of it. They couldn't help it. They couldn't help it. They couldn't help staying away from each other, but when they were together, that energy was so intense. The lust as well. There was a push and pull. There's a push and pull energy between those two. The more they tried to pull away from each other, the more they realized that they couldn't. Hence the cheating, because both of them cheated on each other, even though they appeared to be super in love and super into each other, but they were still cheating. Why? Because they were trying to break those karmic chains, because they felt it was just like a moth in the fire, right? They were so attracted to each other, but they felt like they were like burning up, like they were on fire, but not in a good way. Like they were burning each other. This relationship, and I'm sharing this based on just going through their charts and what I was receiving intuitively. Very much a karmic relationship. Very much it was in their soul contracts that if one went, the other one would have gone. Meaning, even if like Carolyn was not on that plane and it was just him or just him and her sister, her unaliving would have followed right after. It would have. They were not meant to be apart from each other. This is karma. This is why they both reincarnated here on earth at the same time. It was meant for them to meet, meant for them to be together, to get married, and soon after exit. Something else that I was getting while I was slightly connecting, not really connecting, because I always do it live when we do these. So what you're seeing on these lives on Sundays is me really like I'm in the moment. I'm opening up in the moment. I'm receiving in the moment. A lot of times because I do a little bit of prep work just so everything's ready for the live. Just like today, I will go over like their charts maybe, and that's when I start receiving things and information. So the other thing that I got, which I'm not sure because I haven't read any of their biographies, I haven't really followed this love story or anything like that. So I don't know if this is public knowledge, but I will come out and say it. Carolyn was at some point pregnant. It wasn't Junior's. Obviously, she didn't keep the baby. I'm not sure if this baby, and I just heard before that this baby, she had this baby, or it was because of what was her boyfriend or her lover. Didn't she have a model? Wasn't there a model that she used to date before she met Junior? Well, I heard it was his, but not from the relationship pre-Junior era. I'm talking about while she was with him. I know this is tea, this is big. And again, I want to bring up my disclaimers that these are all based on my opinions and intuition and not on facts, for entertainment purposes only. You know the drill, but I have to repeat myself as well. All right, so let's start looking at, I'll start throwing the cards. Let me just open up and see what else I'm getting. I've got to say that baby that I'm seeing now in front of me is a little girl. No, she did not keep it. He doesn't even know. The model, the lover. He doesn't even know. She didn't tell anyone but her sister. I believe she has two sisters. One of her sisters, the one's got darker hair. I don't know which one that is. But she knows. She told her because she couldn't keep it. But yeah. You know what's interesting that I keep getting is, since we're on the topic of baby and kids, I heard right now that she didn't necessarily want to have kids, but she doesn't mean that she wouldn't have kids, but she didn't want them. Okay, it wasn't like her dream to be a mom. It wasn't that she would have done, she would have had kids anyways, even if like all of this, or she would have kept that pregnancy, things were different. No, I take that back. They just corrected me. They said no. No, she wouldn't have kept the, if she was with that model and she had gotten pregnant, she would still not have kept the baby. This is what I just heard. And let's see what else is coming through. Hold on. Was she pregnant while she was while? This is what I'm getting. While she was with him, she got pregnant from this other guy. Okay, so I tell you, this is very, very, I get two sides. There were two sides with Carolyn. So you had the charming side. She was funny, she was charming, she was likable. She was the soul of the party. And there was a side of her that could be very, very cold and very rigid. And depends on who she was with or who she was, how she felt, like whether, like with her people, with her very, or with her family, people she trusted, people that she was loyal to, she was very warm and giving and fun. But there was that very cold side of her that I keep picking up. She was very good at masking her real feelings. So it wasn't easy for men to read her. It's almost like she was putting on an act. And that's what she did with him. That's what she did with Junior. I'm getting at the beginning of the relationship before they got married. I feel that she knew exactly how to play him. Like she knew exactly how to pull on those emotional strings or how to manipulate him, if you will. She knew men. She understood men and she understood why men were attracted to her. And she knew very well how to play that game. But when she switched on the Elsa Frozen Ice Queen, right? Ooh, she would just put on this wall and it would really, and she had a way of like really pressing on buttons, and it would bring out like the worst out of like Junior, for instance, or anyone who in the past was involved with her, because when they saw that warmer fun side, it was amazing. They had a great time. She was sexy, she was fun, she was smart, you know, she was intellectual. This is what Junior was attracted to with her, not just the looks, but it was her mind as well. And the knowledge that she knew, excuse me. um so but when she switched, when the switch was on, um she became very, not just cold, but she could even be mean. Like she would say things and she would go to a dark side. There was a dark side uh, that Carolyn was very good at managing, if you will. So she would show that dark side. She had a way of like only showing that dark side or that side of her or more vulnerable side of her to those that she chose to. In social environments, people who knew her but weren't that close to her, all they could see, all they would see was the Carolyn that she would put forth. Um, let's see. Okay, I think she was pregnant a few times and did know which one was the father. Probably. I'm getting this one. You guys, everyone share good vibes is also a psychic medium. So she's also connecting to this energy. Well, I only got this one pregnancy. Yeah, it could be that there are more and that she did know each time whose that baby was. They would say if her and JFK had explosive arguments in public, imagine what they're arguing was. Well, that's a good point as well. That's another point. I tell you, it feels very karmic. It feels very intense. It was meant to happen. I know there are people who blame Carolyn because they're like, she targeted. She really was after Junior. She knew what she was doing. She was at the right place at the right time to meet him and all that. Yes, but this wasn't per se like a conscious decision or a deliberate action from her. This was subconscious. This was her karma pushing her and putting her at the right place at the right time in order for her to meet him. And the rest is history. The rest is history. And yes, I totally believe, because I don't know if anyone's asked it in the chat yet, but I'm pretty sure someone would anyway, so I'll answer it now. I do believe in the Kennedy curse. I do believe in the Onassis curse, in so many of these dynasties. Let's call them dynasties, all right? Or these families with generational wealth carry a lot of karma. It has to do with ancestors. And we've talked about rituals. By the way, do follow me on Substack, because I have posted, and I want you guys to read this. This is a 2,000 word piece, okay? Thought piece, informational piece about Sumerian demons, about rituals, why elites get into rituals, but I get into the Sumerian demons, Moloch, Baal, all Lilith, you name it. All right. I get into that because by understanding the entities and the demons of the Sumerian era, we understand why these rituals are happening and why they're everywhere, and symbolically why they're hidden. All of these Sumerian evil, bad, not all Sumerian, but the demonology of it, these symbols are hidden in plain sight. So that's one piece out of many that I'm going to write and post, right? That's why I am letting you know that Substack is the place where I really also am able to expand a lot of things that we talk about here. And thank you, Danielle just added it in the chat as well, but it's also added in the description box too. So head on over there and you'll understand. You will understand so many. If you understand the rituals, the sacrifices, why they were done and how they were done, you will understand everything that's happening around us right now, including the Epstein stuff, all of it. And the reason I bring it up now is because of the generational karma, generational curse is a real thing. It goes back to ancestry. It goes back to rituals and ancestry, and ancestors who probably sold their soul to the devil in order for them to be able to have money, success, and everything that comes with it. And they do sacrifices and rituals, because these go down 7, 8, 9, 10 generations, but there's a price to pay at the same time. And this is the price that the Kennedys had to pay. The Onassis family had to pay. I can't think of anything right now at the top of my head, but there's so many examples. That too, all of these dynasties, there are so many dynasties. The Trump dynasty, I said it in my USA predictions. I've done a video about the future of the USA, and I saw Barron Trump be president, serve as president of the United States in the future. He's going to be a young president, meaning he's not going to be, this is going to be, I don't know, next 10, 20 years, maybe. I saw him young, like in his 30s, mid 30s, early 30s. There you go. He's next. That line continues. So, and I do believe, and Junior, part of this curse, we'll call it curse, had to go, and she had to go with him. She's not part of the Kennedy curse, but because of such an intense karmic relationship, and again, this is something that they agreed on as souls before they entered their physical bodies. This is something they agreed on with their guides, with each other, and with the elders. So her soul, her higher self, knew this is going to happen, that she would be unalived. She would exit the earth plane with him. The next thing I want to say, which is what I'm receiving now, is they're both coming back again. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Yes. Which lifetime, which timeline? I'm not given that information yet. But they will come back down. They will come down on Earth together again. Not as Kennedys, not as a Kennedy descendant, but they will come back again together to try, okay, to try to cut this curse out, to try to change this curse and this momentum that's been following them from following him specifically from generation to generation to generation. But he needs her. He needs her. So they'll be back together. Exactly. Rothschilds, Guinnesses, you name it. There's so many names, there's a list of dynasties out there, a list. And if you look at the politicians now, who's leading us? Who are the world leaders right now? If you look at who they are and you look at their family history and where they come from, there's your answer. It's there. It's there. Even in Iran right now, I heard that most likely the next supreme leader is going to be Ayatollah Khamenei's son. And that is not in their constitution. It's not that they don't have this generation, that this position, the position of supreme leader, is passed on from father to son, from family member to family member. But whispers are that he's going to be the one, or he was the one, because I believe they've already done the meeting and all that he's the one who's been elected. So the dynasty continues. The evil continues. What about Caroline's son? She just lost a daughter, but her son Jack, who is going into politics. You mean Carolyn's son? Do you know that I didn't even know that she had a son? She just lost Carolyn. Wait, I'm confused. Who are you talking about, Norma? Carolyn's son. She just lost a daughter, but her son. Who are we talking about here? Oh, there you go. I thought she did a typo. JFK Jr.'s sister. Okay, got it. So let me go back to the question. I lost it. I lost the question. All right, thank you. I got confused. I thought you misspelled her name, so I thought you were talking about Carolyn. And okay, yeah, got it. Okay, let me. What was the question again? What about Caroline's son? She just lost a daughter, but her son Jack, who is going into politics. Is that the rumor? Is that what people are saying? Let me see what I get. He's gonna fail. I just heard that. I didn't even get the chance to finish my question, and it was like, he'll try, but it's not gonna go well. It's not gonna go well. Is it official about Khamenei's son? Oh wow! All right, interesting times. Interesting times. All right. So her son, Jack, is an influencer. He's already failing. All right. Didn't know that. All right. I see it. what if, okay, if JFK Jr. didn't unalive, what would he have end running for? President, governor? No, I don't think this was his destiny, right? He was going to be unalived, whether on that plane or some other way he would have exited this world. Now, hypothetically speaking, if this wasn't his karma, if this wasn't his soul contract, if this wasn't his destiny, no, I don't believe that he wasn't his dad. He didn't have that kind of, again, smarts, okay, intelligence, if you will, or intellect, which is why he liked to be surrounded by people who were smarter than him, because this is how he learned about things and learned about the world. So I don't think he would have been successful. Maybe he would have run, but he wouldn't have been successful either. The Kennedy family, basically, what I'm trying to say here is whoever's left from that family, they should stay away from politics, including RFK, because we've seen with RFK as well, like what he's not very liked now. It's not about red, blue, whatever. The things that he says, so they should stay out of politics. The only one who had it was JFK. Bobby, yeah, but we saw what happened. If they want to cut this karma, if they want to change and the future of the future Kennedys, all of them should stay away from politics and politicians. But they can't help themselves. I read somewhere that Jackie O was terrified of JFK Jr. flying planes. She hated that. He got a pilot's license. You know what's interesting? That Aristoteles Onassis, who later became Jackie O's husband, one of the richest men in Europe and Greece, in the world at the time, his son Alexander died as well in a plane accident. The irony, huh? Or is it? Now, Jackie O, I feel that she was very intuitive. I haven't read her, I haven't checked, but I have read, by the way, JFK. I have done a reading on JFK's assassination, which you will find here on my channel. You should watch this one after this live as well, because that was very eye-opening and very interesting. I haven't read Jackie O, but I feel she was very intuitive. And I also hear now from my guides that she had dreams, prophetic dreams. So the airplanes and the tragedy double for her, because she was with JFK and she loses a son, and then she lost Junior after, or like long after Onassis and his son died. But the irony that both of these boys died and exit this world because of a plane crash. Oh yeah, of course. And JFK's brother and sister died in a plane crash. So as you can see, they need to stay away from planes. But no, the planes is not the issue. It is the politics. It is the energy, the intention they put out there as a dynasty, as a family, throughout all of these generations, that keeps coming back to them and keeps harming them, taking them back to the spirit world. Junior died about 5 years after Jackie. Yeah. I was 17 when JFK Jr. and Carolyn died. That was in 1999, right? I don't remember how old I was. Yeah. There's a lot. You see, do you see the patterns, the synchronicities here? Yeah, I would love to do a reading on the Onassis family. And I have so much to say about the Onassis family because I do have inside information because of my grandma, my Greek grandma. But I won't reveal now. I'll tell you what I know. I'll even bring some pictures and stuff that I have. So it's, yeah, I'm going to do that for sure as well. To say, all right, so let's see what you guys are saying. Ted Kennedy was also in a serious plane crash. He almost died. See, they just need, like, all of them, they need to say, we're just all right, all of them, they need to say, nope, nope, nope. You know, we're just off. Let's go live our life. Let's go do something else. Let's buy some vineyards and vineyards. I keep calling them vineyards for some reason. Vineyards, wineyards, and produce our own wine and do our own thing and buy a chateau, something. That's what they should do. Of course, one of the ancestors did something. Of course, they did something. They most probably, someone, okay, sold or made a pact with the devil, if you will. And this is the result of it. This is the result of it. Did the Kennedys have ties to the Mafia? Define ties. So I got that they had some connections or friendly ties with certain members of the Mafia, but it doesn't mean that they were Mafia themselves or they were behind something. It just feels that this, of course, you know, both sides had a lot to gain from this friendship relationship. But to answer your question, yes, they did have connections and ties to the Mafia. This is what I'm getting. This is what I got. But let me pull a card. Because since I shuffle Three of Pentacles is working together. It is a community. It is working together, coming together. So yes, this is a yes regarding your question with Mafia. 10 of Swords as well. 10 of Swords is the end of that. I don't think that now the Kennedys have anything to do with the Mafia or any kind of Mafia, but back then it seems they did. Was a mobster, but looked like a business. He was so evil. Aren't all of them involved in Mafia? Mafia supposedly helped become, or JFK Jr. Senior become president. Well, yeah, I'm not surprised because I see that here. So Three of Pentacles is working together as being a group, working together, helping each other. I'm gonna pull you up, you know. But and the Hanged Man, ooh, and I got the 10 of Swords, so it seems that something went wrong in this relationship with the Mafia, with the Kennedys and the Mafia. Something. Well, since JFK's assassination, for sure. I believe that afterwards that relationship flipped, and the Mafia was more so threatening towards the Kennedys once JFK was out of the picture. I just heard that Jackie, I just heard that these connections, these people from the Mafia, after JFK's assassination, unaliving, they were putting her under immense pressure. Jackie, they wanted JFK's connection to the government as well. I'm hearing one of them specifically. Okay, I don't know the whole history. I don't remember it now, of the Kennedys, but what I just heard from my guides was that specifically a mobster, one of the like head mobsters, wanted to uh, get involved with politics some way, and JFK had made some promises, or there were some deals done there, which never happened because then JFK just was unalived, just exited this world. But after that, it all just went down the toilet for them, because Jackie O was also completely unaware of these things. So, and everything started changing after his unaliving, obviously. And regarding the Kennedys and the politics then as well. And then there was the Cold War. There's just too many things. So I feel that the relationship got strained between the Kennedys and the mafia after JFK's unaliving. No idea. I'm not getting a name. I'm just getting like one of these head mobsters, mafia guys at the time. Everyone's saying Sam Giancana, probably. I'm not getting a name. The mafia connected called them to influence the election. Afterwards, RFK went after them. Ah, okay. I didn't know that about RFK going after the. Well, how's RFK doing right now? Is he okay? Generally, like political career, just generally, is he okay? It was a rhetorical question. But think of Maria Callas when the Onassis are mentioned. Yes, Maria Callas was an incredible voice, amazing, but what a sad, sad soul. She was very sad. For protection from the mob. Yeah, but although I'm not sure how, Onassis had the money, but I don't think he had the power to save someone from the mob. And I'm not sure if Jackie O was a complete target, like her life was at risk, but definitely they were taunting her, because this is what I'm getting. They were taunting her. They wouldn't leave her alone. We need a read. I'll do a reading on Jackie when we do the Onassis one, the Onassis reading. We'll do those together. Did Joseph Kennedy Sr. know that the lobotomy would destroy his daughter? Oh, yeah. That's a good point. That's a good question. I mean, I had forgotten about that little girl. Let me connect. I keep getting it was more Kennedy's Senior's wife, that I keep seeing a female insisting on getting that done. I don't feel this was deliberate for her, to harm her at the time. They really thought, or this was what was told to them, that it would, the lobotomy would help her, and not destroy her and not do the damage that it did to her. So I don't feel that was intentional at all. It wasn't something that they tried to help her in any way that they could, and they didn't know any better at the time. Do you think Calvin Klein and Carolyn Kennedy think of the show? Oh, Caroline, sorry. Caroline Kennedy. What do you think what they think of the show? With Calvin Klein, I know it's going to sound weird, but I don't think he's that interested. Meaning, I don't even know if he's watched it, because I asked the question and I just go, like nothing, like meh. And her and Caroline, let's see. None of them none of the Kennedys are happy about this show, but on the other hand, I keep hearing that in their minds, they're like, this is for entertainment purposes only. The fact that the Kennedy name is circulating again around social media and all that, some Kennedys do like that. Okay, they like that because it can benefit them and the businesses and the whatever they're involved in right now. But I do feel that some Kennedys are upset. But I'll come out and say it. I know this is such an unpopular opinion, I think. But I don't think that Junior were that liked. I think he was a bit of an ass. Okay? I think he was a bit of an ass, a cocky ass. Sorry, this is the energy I'm picking up and I'm getting with him. Charming, good looking, fun. He was good with people in the sense of bringing people together and stuff like that, but he was a spoiled brat, in my opinion. He was. He was lost. He didn't know what to do with his life. He was chasing after women, after substances, after all sorts of things. Nepo baby, I would say, like a typical Nepo baby. So I'm not saying that his family or his family members disliked him or the extended family, right? I'm just saying that he wasn't a saint. He wasn't a saint. Neither was JFK. Neither was Jackie. Neither was Onassis. None of them were. But at the time, people would put these celebrities, these political figures, these influencers at the time on a pedestal. On a pedestal. Very different times now. So if Junior was alive now, and say he was in his 30s now, not because if he was alive now, I believe he would have been 65, 60, 65, around that age. But if he was like in his 30s now, 2026, he would have done. He wouldn't have done a political. I can tell you, he wouldn't have gotten into politics because he doesn't have it. He didn't have it. He didn't have it. He wasn't his dad. Maybe do a little bit of influencing work when I do influencing work, podcasts, things like that, the typical stuff that people are doing now. But he wouldn't be just what gave him the charm and the star quality about him was his surname, was who he was, his surname, Kennedy. If he wasn't a Kennedy and he was a Smith, okay, he would have been a good-looking, charming guy, a Sag who loves planes and fast cars and women and traveling and climbing mountains and climbing Mount Everest. We would probably see a Junior just documenting all this on social media, all of his travels, his hobbies, his this and that, but that's about it. That's about it. He would have been just another good-looking, charming, rich guy with a platform that people follow if he was a Smith. But because they're Kennedys, and back then, everyone put them on a pedestal. We have to stop, and we are, thank God, the collective is starting to do this now because it is the age of Aquarius and the times have changed. We have to stop putting these people on pedestals. I don't care who they are. I don't care if they're from a dynasty, if they're rich, powerful. I don't care. Put pedestals. Why don't we put people on pedestals? Scientists, doctors, people who do meaningful and good things for the collective and the world. Those are the people that we should look up to and aspire to be. Not the rest of them. in a storm that he wasn't competent enough to fly. Yes, because he wasn't trained to fly. I believe it was in the middle of the night. It was night. It was dark. He didn't have the right equipment. He wasn't trained to fly at night. It was just and he was so irresponsible that he took his wife's and sister-in-law's life away from them because he was so irresponsible and cocky. That's what it was. Was Carolyn Bessette as emotionally unstable as she had been portrayed? She allegedly, yeah, I heard about that. Yes, I do get that. But she was emotionally unstable. What I'm getting with her, connecting to her energy, like she was like that with men. It wasn't She wasn't like this with like her girlfriends or her sisters or her mom. She was a lot calmer, a lot more centered when she was with her female friends or sisters, etc. But with men, she was so emotionally like all over the place, very manipulative, emotionally manipulative. She would manipulate men or women. She was good at doing that. She was also someone who was very moody. And where's the Cancer? Hold on, let me remember. Was it? Hold on one second. Cancer. Yeah, her moon was in Cancer. I wasn't sure if it was her rising or her moon. Moon in Cancer. She felt everything deeply, 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 deeply. And it doesn't matter. It didn't have to make sense to her. She felt everything before she. So basically, her emotions overrode her thoughts. So emotions came first and then the thinking. First, she would lash out. First, she would react. And then when she would calm down, she would think about what she said and her actions. So yeah, I believe she was very volatile. Piloting a plane when you do is a bad idea. That too. Oh, good for you, Luna's mom, Tracy. Good for you for protesting against the stupid war. Cancer moon, moody, 100% moody. And I've got to say, don't kill me, Cancer girls here, Cancer families, but depending on your placements in your chart, Cancer suns and Cancer moons, not risings, can be a lot, especially when it comes to relationships and when it comes to their love life. They tend to become a little bit too much, too overbearing, controlling as well. And specifically, Carolyn was controlling of him and his emotions. Him being an aqua moon, no, and a Sag, both freedom loving signs. The two freedom loving signs, the free spirits of the zodiac are Sag and Aqua. He would react so badly to these tantrums, this moodiness, these accusations. She would accuse him. Yeah, sure, he cheated. She was right most of the time. But there were also other accusations, not just about other women, that she would accuse him of. Okay, there you go. Validated by a Cancer. Cancer sun and rising. Yeah, Cancer suns can be too much, and they can and especially they're incredible moms. They're very nurturing because they're ruled by the sun, by the moon. So it's second nature to them to be nurturing to their kids and caring for their loved ones. But oh boy, they can be a lot with men specifically. Carol Radswell was supposedly good friends with Maxie, but she's denied it. What's the truth? Remind me who Maxie is? I don't remember who Maxie is. Dude, wait, my mom, Vasiliki says, my mom said Cancer, she's not nurturing. Depends on her chart too. I mean, depends on the other placements on her chart. I'm not saying all of them again. It depends on your chart, on the placements of your chart, your rising, your sun, your Venus. Oh, okay. We'll call her Maxie. So what was the question again about Maxie? I love it. Oh yeah, that she was good friends with Maxie, but she's denied it. Okay, let's ask. I'm just saying that they definitely were in the same circle, social circles. So yep, they would go to the same parties, knew the same people. Carol's denying it, but not my cards. Okay. And I believe my guides and my abilities and my cards over anything anyone says. And my cards are saying otherwise. 100% they socialize. They've been in the same places, same parties. They knew they had, mutual acquaintances and stuff like that. 8 of Wands. Yeah, Carol, don't lie. Don't lie, Carol. Because from what I'm seeing, you actually wanted, maybe you asked very discreetly for favors from Maxie. Okay. Or maybe you were hoping that you and Maxie or Maxie could help you in some way with maybe business or help you connect to someone specific that you wanted, Carol. Don't lie. Don't lie. Don't like it. If you lie, you're going to get caught, no matter who it is. Okay. This is the age of Aquarius. No more lying. No more hidden under the shadows. Everything's going to come to light eventually. You have to watch my JFK reading about his assassination. I get deep into it. And Marilyn Monroe is something that you guys, have I done one? No, I haven't. I owe you that one. I've got to do that one. Close Junior and Carolyn. Yeah, that I know and I remembered as well. Oh my goodness. I'm a Cancer sun and Aqua moon. Good. Because your Aqua moon is going to balance out that Cancer. Because Aquas are generally emotionally more distant. So that's going to help with your emotions and your ups and downs, the Aqua moon. But if, I don't know your rising, but with Aqua moons can become very, very cold too. So do Capricorn moons. Capricorn moons and Aqua moons can become very, very cold. So yeah, I don't know if you have any other questions regarding Junior and Carolyn and their relationship. Is there anything that I forgot to look into? We haven't looked into yet. I'm thinking. I'm trying. I'm also listening to my guides. That's a good point, Norma. What is with this family, the name Carol, Carolyn, Caroline, Carol, whatever? That's such a good point. I have no idea. I don't know why. No coincidences. It's a synchronicity of some kind. It is deliberate. And when I mean deliberate, not by them, we're going to choose women that are called Carol or Carolyn, at least not consciously. But yeah. What about Brooke Shields? How is she involved in this? Was she involved? Was she involved with one of the Kennedys? I don't know. Was she involved with Junior? Not related. Yeah, I will save that question for question time afterwards when we do the more random questions or other questions. I know, right? It's weird. I thought that too. I really thought that was like the timing of it was weird. When she's in the files. I just think Carol right now needs something to do and she needs money. This is the reason why she's coming back. She needs and I've maybe she needs money because who knows, more things are going to come out, or not necessarily she's done something bad, but she's definitely been friendly and in circles with people that are in the Epstein files for sure and are bad and have done bad things. Brooke dated. Oh, did she? But she was an it girl. Makes sense. Look, she dated June. Okay, what about her though? Brooke had a brief relationship. It was brief. She ran out of there. She was smart. She was smart. She knew exactly. She read him, and she was like, don't need the Kennedys to get anywhere because she has a very successful career on her own. Oh, okay, that makes sense then. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. So, yeah, she is smart woman, Brooke Shields. I love her too, by the way. Maybe Radish needs the nicknames. I can't. She needs a storyline. I believe she needs money. She needs attention. I feel like she needs a purpose in her life. No, Shay, I have nothing against Radish, but I'm just saying this is my feeling why she's coming back. She would not see. Yeah, he was a spoiled and I've met quite a few of those. I used to date boys like that. And call them boys and not men. Okay, boys like that. They were all like nepo babies and from families, dynastic families and whatnot. Oh, I was young and foolish, let me tell you. But they do, that's why essays and sh happens, especially in those circles, because they cannot take no for an answer. They cannot. They are such spoiled entitled brats, all of them. I'm using brats. I want to use uh other words, but I'm not. Okay. Because of that. So and usually and I've seen this personally, we've heard about this as well. What these boys do, not men, okay? What they do is they have such low self-worth and self-esteem, most of them, okay? They cannot deal with rejection, whether it is a job application rejection. Most of them don't need to apply for a job. They're nepo babies. I'm just saying rejections from women, or just friend rejection, what they cannot take it. And why that's why they all do substances, and that's why they hook everyone who's close to them and around them to substances too. It is a way of controlling them and for them to rise above and be better than everyone else. If you have everyone hooked on substances and they've lost completely themselves, you look much better than them because you start controlling what they do. And rich people, what they love to do is they love to take their friends on holidays. Everything's paid for. You know why? Because that's how they buy people. That's how they keep people around. And by doing that, they also hope that these people will keep their secrets safe as well. We all know how this works. Radish, I know, it's funny as well. Aha! Well, there you go. No, she denies Radish can deny all she wants. My cards is saying that no. I'm not saying they were close, they were besties, but they knew each other quite well. Hmm. Yeah, I'm telling you. I don't like what Junior had was looks, charm, money, and a name. That's it. That's it. That's it. There was nothing else, nothing else charming about him. Nothing else of substance about him. There was no substance there. And unfortunately, neither with Carolyn. Carolyn would have had a lot more substance and would have had a very different path in life if she didn't have all this karma and this connection to him. She would have done a lot better than him. Let me trust me, if they hadn't gotten together. Just saying, in a parallel universe, different timeline, she would have done much better than him. She does need a purpose in her life. It is true. To Carolyn, was she close to Carolyn? I wouldn't say close. I don't feel close. They weren't besties. They weren't close, but they were quite friendly. They were friends. So, yeah, I don't think, honestly, what I'm just getting now, I don't feel that Carolyn liked Carol that much. Oh, Carolyn saw Carol as a cloud chaser. And it even came out in reverse. Ooh, cloud chaser. And then I have the 5 of Cups. It feels more of a forced friendship. It doesn't feel that they were compatible or they didn't dislike each other, but they weren't that warm about each other. Let me say it differently. Carolyn tolerated Carol, and Carol felt, Radish felt that Carolyn was her meal ticket, the Kennedys and the Radswills and all that. So she just wanted to have that connection. Oh, really? And what did Carolyn say in the meeting? Because if she came through, it means that she had a message for Carol. I haven't watched it. He's currently married to Princess Beatrice. Really? I don't have an opinion because I haven't watched it. I haven't followed it. I haven't watched it at all. So I don't know. I was a big fan of the original Ladies of London. Loved it. It was a bit dark at times, but I loved it. This one I haven't watched, so I don't know what to say. Didn't Jackie don't like who? Who do you mean? Yeah, that's what I thought. Wasn't she? Wasn't Radish married to JFK Jr.'s cousin? Or was it before Bessette married John Jr.? They're all Johns. They're all Carols. They're all Carolyns. They're all juniors, seniors. I'm confused. I don't know. I don't know. Can someone in the chat let us know? So interesting. Yeah. I do have to say that I did ask before we came on. When I opened the channel, not this channel, the YouTube channel, the channel of communication with the spirit, I did ask for Carolyn to pop in if she wanted. So I really opened up and I did put out that intention, but she didn't. So yeah. So she was with her dog. She was with her dog and she was okay. Who's that? See, we're all, it's not just me, right? We're all getting so confused. Anthony Radswell. Yeah, I've completely lost the question or the flow of that question. But the chat is answering anyways. Yeah, she was married to Anthony. I think it was cousins. That's what I know. Anthony and they were cousins. That I remembered, but I didn't. But from what this is not psychic now, what I'm going to say. I believe that Anthony and Junior, though, didn't get along, though. I believe I read that somewhere or I heard that somewhere. Yeah. Carol was married to Junior's cousin who died of cancer after Junior died. It's a tragedy with this family. It's an absolute tragedy. The model of JFK Jr. lol, or just curious, who was she in love with? That's a good question, actually. That is a good question. Because it's not about the model, is how much did she love Junior? I'm asking that question, actually. How much did she love Junior? The Queen of Wands just popped out. Hold on. And while I'm shuffling, you guys, just a reminder, because I know you might forget, please subscribe and like this video, and do consider subscribing. Hold on. All these cards popped out. I don't see love, you guys. I feel there was infatuation. Again, I feel this was carnal. It was raw. It was the way that they both felt about each other. I mean, Carolyn and Junior, there was this sexual chemistry and intensity about them all. But Queen of Cups, she was like, I want you to love just me. Carolyn was like, me. Like, love me. Just pay attention to me. I don't want you talking to other women. I don't want you having female friends. I want to be the only woman, the woman in your life. This is Carolyn. And Page of Pentacles, very mature puppy love kind of feeling, but it doesn't feel like she was in love. Okay, that this was the love of her life. It doesn't feel that way to me. With Junior, King of Pentacles, of course, her being a Capricorn, and Capricorn is status loving, and it's all about, creating a certain kind of status for yourself as a Capricorn. She loved the fact that he was a Kennedy. She loved who he was, where he came from, and all of that. And if you're asking me whether because this is what's been going around, that for years now, that she targeted him, that she made sure that she was the right place, the right, Meghan Markle, Prince Harry kind of situation. I feel it's highly likely. Partly it was her, but partly as well, it was the universe that brought them together, because this was karma. This was destined to happen. Everyone's like, Carolyn, John Radish. I know. She was jealous of every single female, even Jackie, Carolyn, doesn't matter. She was pathologically jealous of other women because she felt that these women, whether they're family members, moms, sisters, cousins, it doesn't matter, that they took away from her life. So they were taking attention and love away from her, that he would give that attention and love to these women who were his. I'm not talking about the affairs. I'm talking about now the women in his life. She did not like that. She did not like that. She couldn't help herself, though, on the other hand. I wouldn't be surprised if she had some kind of disorder there. Okay. Because I'm getting pathological jealousy, and being pathologically jealous it can be a disorder of some kind, personality disorder of some kind. Yep. And I won't stop. I won't stop throwing strays at Megan. Maureen Callahan has done a segment on Carolyn. She wanted to marry John, moved from Boston to and New York to hunt down John and marry him, became obsessed with. See, there you go. That's what I'm also picking up. I didn't know that she moved to New York just because of it. But again, this is something that played out on a spiritual level. So whether she would have moved to New York one way or another. And she would have met JFK one way or another. Amber Heard vibes too. If she has Amber, no, I don't get Amber Heard. Neither I was, and when I mentioned Meghan Markle, it was about the how they met. I'm not comparing Carolyn to Amber or Meghan. No, I'm not. They're not the same type of narcissistic. I don't get narcissistic, full narcissistic vibes with Carolyn. I'm getting traits, but not being fully narcissistic. He, on the other hand, was, yeah, he was. Yes, he was fully narcissistic. Mentioned a borderline personality. Highly likely. I'm not a psychiatrist, I cannot diagnose her, but yeah, highly likely borderline personality. Yes. Yes, definitely there's some kind of disorder, something going on there, or was going on there with Carolyn. So partly I cannot blame her for being the way that she was because she couldn't help herself, unfortunately. And if she didn't get the support and the help from her family, her parents, when they could, meaning when she was younger, she was still at home, which different times, these are the arguments. There were different times back then. Mental health wasn't talked about as openly as it is now. Very different times, but yeah. All right, everybody. I think that's it with this reading. I think we will just end it here because I think we've covered a lot. I don't think there's anything else that I can share with you that I'm getting at this moment. I just wanted to more look into the dynamic and the energy of this relationship and the karmic fate that they had as well. All right. So before we get to the true crime reading, let me take your questions. This is question time now, so you can ask me anything. Yanni has been so patient with their question. So saw Psychic Sterling's video today. He mentioned New York will get attacked. Wonder if that's your 911 prediction on last week's show. It could be. I don't know. I haven't seen Psychic Sterling's video or predictions. It could be because things are ramping up when it comes to terrorism now, something that I had warned you about months ago, that terrorism is going to be rampant now, especially now. And it could be that we picked up or we received the same vision and download about it. So yeah, probably. I don't know. I would have to go and see what they saw and how they explained it in order to understand if this is the same prediction. When you mean affected, do you mean if Canada's going to get involved in the war? No, but the whole world is going to get affected by this war. The whole war. It doesn't mean that all of the countries are going to be involved or they're going to get, although things are going to escalate even more. Things are escalating. It's not over, you guys. I know you don't hear everything. There's a lot of talk about, yes, Iran is weakened. They only have these stupid cheap drones and missiles and ballistics, and only like a fraction of them really do any sort of damage. And the Israelis and American have obliterated, Iran and Lebanon and all that. Don't listen to everything that you hear out there. It's not just a war that's happening or a conflict that's happening in the Middle East. It's also a PR media war as well. It's all about optics. You're going to hear a lot of things. Things are not, this war, unlike what Trump is saying, is not going to end as fast. I feel this is going to last months. I do see the USA, Trump pulling out of this war at some point. He's already found an out by saying that they've done a fantastic job, that they've mission accomplished, and now it's all about bringing stability in the country and the area and all of that stuff. All of the things that he's saying are outs, okay? This is his exit plan, because when he feels, or when he and Netanyahu feel that they're losing a lot of money, they're losing a lot of people, ammunition, and all of that, and at the end of the day, they haven't succeeded what they wanted to succeed, which no one knows what it was that they were trying to succeed. Well, at least Trump, because we know what Bibi wants. Bibi wants to be in constant war. He is driving a war economy. This is what Israel is about. It's a war economy. Israelis too. Women, men, they all go, they all serve in the army. There are no exceptions. This is a very militant country, but militant people. Netanyahu, their elections in Israel are coming up. He wants to stretch this out as much as possible, because we all know that he is a criminal, and there are warrants out there, international warrants out there, out for Bibi Netanyahu. So we know what Bibi's plans are, long-term plans are, and why he's doing this, because he wants to dominate the Middle East. He wants to dominate the area there. And what I've said before is like his dream, and what he will, not he, but his successor down the line in the future is going to succeed, is to expand Israel. Israel is going to, in the geopolitics there, is going to change vastly. Israel is going to become the biggest part of that, part of the Middle East. And so with the USA, with Trump, I see him withdrawing. So he's going to say, mission accomplished, we're out. We won the war. We achieved what we wanted to do. Blah, 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 blah. We're out. And Bibi will continue this. It will continue on. I want to also share with you something else. The UAE, and especially Dubai and Abu Dhabi and Qatar, are going to be very, very affected by this by the end. It is going to hit their economy really, really, really badly. It's going to hit the Gulf. Already, they're having issues because they have issues with water. Everything is imported in that area. Everything. 90%. The Gulf imports 90% of food, water, basic goods, everything. They don't produce, only 10%. They only produce very, very few things. It's the desert, the climate, the soil, everything. It doesn't help growing, crops or producing things. So they're going to get this. No one's seeing it yet. You cannot see it yet. Obviously, there's an ongoing conflict and war in the area. But this is not good for Dubai, especially Dubai, because we all know that Dubai's the hub, the influencer hub, the hub for millionaires. It is a safe haven, tax-free. It's a tax haven. All of that. That's changing. That's all changing. And Iran knows exactly what it's doing by sending all these missiles and drones over to Dubai, because people are like, why are they attacking? Why won't they let Dubai go? Because it's not about the American bases. They're like hitting hotels and they're hitting other establishments. That has nothing to do with the American army, they know what they're doing. They want to weaken the Arabs and the Saudis. They want to weaken their economy. They know what they're doing. They have that, their power, Iran's power, aside from the fact that this is a huge country, 92 million people. Iran has a population of 92 million. Vast land, mountainous, which is why they're not going to send boots on the ground. No, they're not. Because they know that if they do, they're going to lose the war like this. The terrain there is not going to help them at all. And that's why Iran is hitting these countries now. Because it wants to weaken their economy. Because they want these countries, the Saudis, to rely on Iran for oil, for this, for that, so they can have the upper hand in the area. There's so many things that are at play over there, but this is going to last a long time, just so you know. Yes, there's going to be ups and downs, meaning there's going to be periods where it seems that things have quietened down a little bit, and then boom, look at what's happening in Gaza. No one's talking about it anymore. There's a ceasefire, isn't there? But Israel is still bombing the crap out of them. But no one's talking about it anymore because now we're distracted with everything. Poor Zelensky is doing the rounds, the media rounds, because he's like, hello, I'm still at war here. I still need your help, USA, UN, NATO, sorry, USA, NATO. I still need your help. I still need help, with this war. Now everyone's looking over at the Middle East. The attention's there. So everyone's going to be affected by this war. That's my meaning, that the economy is going to get affected. The supply chain is going to get affected. Fuel prices, traveling, plane tickets. The price of plane tickets is going to go up. What do you think? Once once the barrel goes, I believe now it's at $90 a barrel. If it goes over 100, 120, oh my God, we're in trouble. Everything is going to go up. Inflation, everything. Hold on, I missed some questions. They said that the American fatalities in this war it's not. Here in Europe, they say it's not even, it's over 1,000. Over 1,000. Yes, they're US casualties. They don't talk about that. They want to minimize, they want to demean what Iran is doing by saying, yeah, well, they hit that, I don't know, that building. Yeah, sure, someone got killed because of shrapnel. The shrapnel, that fell. No, that's not true. That's not true. And if you can find an Iranian or even a Lebanese independent journalist, English speaking, if you can, follow them and listen to them. They're reporting, because right now, CNN, Al Jazeera, CBS, all of these media platforms, they're so biased. It's crazy. Oh, hold on. Let's have some good news. Off topic, you predicted my baby girl was born in August. You said she would have met my mom before she came, and I truly believe that. I love the Femi babies. I'm their Femi godmother, and I'm so proud and happy about all these babies. There's so many Femi babies this year and in 2025 that I predicted, and I saw them before they entered their physical body and before they entered their mommy's body. in time where the US and the West holds Israel accountable for its actions? That's a good question. And I don't think you're going to like my answer, but not in our lifetime, no. It's not going to happen or not in our lifetime that he's going to be held accountable. Bibi, I mean, or Israel and their regime. No, unfortunately. Hold on. Yeah, everywhere. It's going up everywhere. And already I can see, and the sneaky supermarkets and grocery stores that are going to start very discreetly and very slyly start putting the prices up of all these like goods. Yeah, trust believe that's going to happen. Yeah. Oh, bless her. She's so emotional. Fuel's gone up. Yeah, here too. Val, I don't know. BBC is very biased. There's a lot of scandals and a lot of things about the BBC. Listen, take everything with a grain of salt, regardless what you're watching, what you're listening to. I sometimes listen to Al Jazeera because I like to hear the other, but Al Jazeera too is owned by American companies, American company, no, companies that have American interests. That's the better way of saying it. And so none of them are fully unbiased. They're all biased for some reason. And look at who owns what. And BBC, I know it's owned by the UK, but the BBC also has a treasure cove of scandals and issues with BBC. Greece, what? Well, here's the thing: Greece will be affected by this. We're quite close, and we're obviously we have this relationship with Cyprus. What I believe this is going to do to Greece, it is actually going to help Greece in the sense when it comes to finally Greece has the opportunity to show Turkey without waking the beast. Well, Turkey cannot do much right now because Bibi is looking at Turkey next. I've said this before, told you this before. Erdogan has to be very careful as to what he does because Bibi doesn't like him. Okay. Why? Turkey and Iran are allies, or used to be. We'll see after all this if they're going to continue being allies. But Bibi does not like Turkey and Erdogan because, of course, we also know that Erdogan is friendly with Iran, with Russia. So I think this is going to turn out good for Greece because Greece is able now to also to show Cyprus that we are one, that there is an allegiance there, an alliance there. After all, Greece was the first one out of the European country, even before the UK, that sent out a frigate in Cyprus before everyone else. Then the French followed, the Italians, the British are now on their way, and who else? And Spanish as well followed suit. So it's going to work out for Greece because Greece is going to start showing it a little bit more. It's going to show its balls. The balls going to flop those balls on the table and say, listen, you know what? We're part of NATO. So are you, Turkey. But look at this. We like to protect our neighbors. We like to protect. We have this very strong defense system. So stop quitting games. And especially now, considering that Erdogan is also not at his best. And also there's so many internal issues in Turkey as well. There is, first of all, Turkey is bankrupt. No one talks about this. Turkey is literally bankrupt. And they're printing money nonstop. And there are a lot of internal issues. And the Kurds, you know how Trump said we wanted the Kurds, the PKK, to join the war and all that. Today he changed his mind. I think it's strategic what he's doing. And Erdogan's arch enemies are the Kurds. So it's very complicated. Like, it's politics and geopolitics is so complicated. There's just so, but it will affect the war in a positive way, I feel. That's what I was trying to say. They're all biased, you guys. All of them are biased. All of them. News Nation, Murdoch, he's biased. CBS, Zionist, biased. CNN, biased. Like, they're BBC, it doesn't matter. TV, what's it called? Any other media platform, they're all biased. They're all owned by elites. We don't know who to believe. Independent journalism and do your own research. This is what I do. I do my own damn research. I don't listen. I might listen a little bit to Al Jazeera now, a little bit to BBC, a little bit to CNN. Those are the three out of the mainstream media that I will listen just to see what they're saying and what they're putting out there and what I was going to use a bad word, what BS are feeding people. But at the same time, I just go and I just watch. Like, I go on YouTube. You guys, speaking of YouTube, he's doing the rounds now. I've been following him for quite a while. Love him. But now he's become super popular and he's doing the rounds. Professor Jiang. You guys, go listen to him. He's a professor. He went to Yale. He's Chinese. He's now, I believe, back in China. He has a channel called Predictive History, and he teaches about predictive history. Not only is he a great professor, and I love the way he explains things and how accurate he is. And what I love about him is the fact that he is very much psychic. It's not that he is predicting things based off of history and the past and patterns that he is noticing historically, and he's able to bring all this information together and make these predictions. He is also psychic. And I will let you know that I did reach out to him. I did DM him. I don't know if I have to check if you've seen it. I have to find his email. But I DM'd him and I'm like, listen, you predicted these. I've been predicting the same things, but I work differently than you. I'm a psychic. You are a professor, a historian, and political historian. And we should bring our forces together. And I would love to have you on my channel. So I'll try to make this happen. It would be very interesting because I would love to hear his analysis on what's happening. For instance, but go on YouTube and look around, start looking for people who are covering the war or whatever it is, whatever's happening in the world, unbiased, and who do their own research. Mainstream media is just for background noise for me. Oh, can't. This is ridiculous. Also, the fact that they're denying that they bombed a school in 160, I was crying my eyes out because I saw the images where the body bags, the little 3-year-old with a backpack still on his back. And they're denying it. Last week we were talking about this. The war had just started. And we didn't know much about the initial bombing and how it all went down with Ayatollah. And I had comments, replay from the replay, people who watch the replay. I had comments on the thing saying, no, it was Iran. And how can you constantly, badmouth Trump and and I'm like, wake up. We know who bombed that school. Who was it? Why would Iran waste their own ballistics, especially on day two of this event? Why would they do that? The war hadn't even started yet. So the lies, the lies, the lies. I can't. Cyprus, I got that. It was an incoming while I was on the live, remember? You see it. I'm an open book. I'm transparent as it can be. That's why this channel is not perfect. Nothing is perfect because it's me. It's just me. It's me. I'm being transparent and I'm open. And I'm so open that I do these reading live. Tell me other people. Show me other people except people who are very good or excellent psychic mediums, super developed psychic mediums who will do lives and will open themselves up during a live to receive information from spirit. It's only a handful. Only a handful. You know why? Because they feel so vulnerable. Because maybe they feel blocked. They can't do it when they feel like people are watching them live. But then again, when you go do these live shows, you have to be able to it's even worse on in live shows when you have people there, when you have hundreds of people. But the point here is you saw it live incoming, and I said, I just heard it. I just saw Cyprus. They're gonna hit Cyprus. And it happened. It happened. Because when I'm here, I'm open. So I may start talking to you. We're talking about one thing, and then boom, I receive something. I get something. I don't filter it. I don't process it. A lot of I need to do that more, though, I have to say. A lot of times I need to slow down and really sit with what I'm receiving and interpret it and make sure that what I'm receiving, I understand what they're giving me, okay, before I share it with you. But I'm also impulsive. I'm like, "Ooh, incoming, let me share." So, yeah. Will Italy be safe to travel in September? That's very specific. I think it should be. Yes. Yes. I'll tell you where it's not going to be safe to travel. So I warned you back in January about March and April, very difficult months, not the best months to travel. Now you'll see why. There's more. August is not going to be a good month for anyone who's traveling towards 2 and 4th Japan. Japan, I feel I've been talking about this big earthquake and this volcano for quite some time. A lot of time, it takes time for these predictions to kind of like manifest and start happening. I don't know like when things are going to happen. I just know what I'm receiving. Sometimes they will be specific, such as with when I back in January when I said there's going to be a fire, there's going to be an airport. I see main airports being closed down, a main airport, a hub such as Dubai being closed for a long time, and I see fire in airport. Remember, and I was specific, and I said I see this in March, April, because I got that specific information. If I don't get specific information, I can only uh, kind of like guesstimate when this is going to happen on how strong that energy and that prediction and that vision or that download comes through. That's how I can kind of like guesstimate. So Italy should be safe in September, yes. Spain never said I will not. We're not going to defend your bases. We're not going to defend our allies, which is America, and by default Israel now, because America's working with Israel. Spain said we will send out our frigates and our carriers as defense, but we're not participating. But Trump twisted what Sanchez said. We moved on from that. I'm sorry. Oh yeah. China, and if you remember my past predictions, And I fear this is coming up very, very soon. China has been looking for the opportunity to move into and make the move with Taiwan. And if China feels cornered because China gets its fuel, its LNG from China. I think like 70%, 65%, I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly. So if China starts feeling cornered, China's going to react. And China's going to take it out on Taiwan, because that's how China is going to involve the USA, because of course the USA is going to get involved in that one too. You know what happens in Taiwan? We all know the history of Taiwan, et cetera, et cetera. We're not going to get into the politics and history of Taiwan and China. But you know what's in Taiwan? It's the biggest production of these chips that we have on our phones, on our computers. The biggest producer is Taiwan. And USA, that's where all the Apple ones come from. And if China makes that move, USA will have to react. That is coming. I don't know when, but my feeling is, and I fear this is going to be sooner rather than later. So trust and believe that this is bigger than you guys may think. And it's not your fault. It's because of the media. This is bigger. I don't want to use the World War III thing that's been floating around. No. Because war in our times is very, very different. Very different to the 70s, to the Vietnam War, even to the Gulf War I and Gulf War II. It's very different. War, how this is going to unfold is cyber attacks, taking control of our banks and bank accounts, holding us hostage in some way, whether it's because we cannot have access to fresh water because they've destroyed our fresh water drinking water source, disrupting the supply chain or completely cutting off the supply chain. War looks very different these days. The oil price is going up. That's affecting everyone. The whole world is going to be affected by it. So everyone is going to be affected by this. This is bigger than what you think, than what I think, than what they want to tell us or they make it seem. And it's not going to end anytime soon. Yes, the USA is going to pull out eventually from this, but BB isn't. BB isn't. Same with Putin. He can't, and he's losing that war. He's not winning the war with the Ukraine. Slowly but surely, week by week, he's losing ground. Putin's losing ground, and Ukraine is gaining back its ground. But Putin cannot withdraw now. He cannot. That's a sign of weakness. That's the worst thing that could ever happen. So for Putin, he'd rather bankrupt, which is not going to happen, but bankrupt his country, have his people die. Well, and also the North Koreans that he drafted for the Ukraine war. He's like, oh my God, I'm running out of soldiers. I need to train the new blood. So what am I going to do in the meantime? Okay, let me call my bestie Kim Jong-un. Okay, and let me ask him to send me over, like, I don't know, 30,000, I believe it was 20 or 30,000 North Korean soldiers who died. All of them died. All of them died for a war, in a war, and for a war that doesn't even involve their country. Insane. I'm sorry to say, CNN, I saw your Your comment, Norma, it is propaganda gate. All of them are. Wait. So many questions. Yes, you guys, don't forget to like this video. Thank you. These men are, will 2027 be a better year for travel? I assume so. I will have to connect to spirit again. I do believe so. Yes. I mean, it can't get worse than 2027, 2026, pardon me. This is how bad I see it. I've canceled all of my travel plans. You know this. I'm not asking you to do the same thing. This is me. Okay, this is me. I go based off on my intuition and what I receive. And of course, a lot of times I can be a little bit more paranoid about things because I am so connected to the collective. I'm being a psychic. A lot of times I pick up things and I think sometimes that they're for me, but they're not. There could be about someone else. It's a little bit more confusing, if you will. So, but I'm not traveling anytime soon, even though I need to. I have to. There are places I need to go. New York is one place that I need to come back to. Still have my voucher because cancel my tickets. I'll come some point this year, ASAP, as soon as I feel that the time is right. Hopefully this year. And I need to go back to home to Mauritius because I have things to do there. I have there's some family stuff that I need to take care of. I can't go because usually I go via Dubai. I go via Dubai. I take Emirates. I fly to Dubai and then from Dubai I fly to Mauritius. That's not happening. Yeah, I mean, they've been drafting people from other countries. From other countries. Crazy. No. So, generally, please keep in mind, I'll repeat what I said before and what I've said in the past. This month, March 2026, April 2026, May, I feel things are going to start getting a little bit better before they get worse again, because August is going to be another month, which is going to be crazy. I may do a sort of like a mid-year predictions. Let me think about it. Let me see what I get from spirit as well. I might do a mid year one. But March and April, generally try to avoid heavily overcrowded public spaces, please. Avoid traveling if you can. If you have somewhere to go, if you need to visit family, if something's planned, if you're traveling because of work, life goes on. Do not change your plans. Just be vigilant, okay? And listen to your intuition. If you feel that something is off, you can always postpone. You can always postpone. Allow for your intuition to be your compass and for it to lead you. But one thing that I want to make absolutely clear to everyone, try to avoid public places, crowded places. Even protesting and picketing can be risky in certain places. New York, yes, I do feel it is a red zone. When I mean red zone, I mean, I feel there's danger looming. New York, I also feel parts of like Washington State, not necessarily. Hold on 1 second. I just heard Boston. I heard Boston. This is so random. It's not a place that I believe in America that you would expect something, but I heard Cleveland too. These are the places that I see as red zones. These are especially for March, okay? So please Protect yourself, stay safe. If you feel that something is off, listen to it. Do not doubt it. Listen to that little whisper, little voice, your intuition. Well, the eclipse period lasts, the eclipse effect lasts for 6 months. But we're saying about trying to move to a different state. Okay, this is not the eclipse is not the one that would affect you selling your house. Okay, that would be Mercury being retrograde. So Mercury goes direct again mid-April. So, just so you know. Yes. Well, Greece is going to be safe to travel to. Someone else asked me that as well on Instagram. They said, I have my sister's wedding in Greece, and is everything going to be okay? To travel within Greece, yes, absolutely. You're going to be. Although I do see a lot of fires this year as well in Greece, but that's not something new, unfortunately. Oh, Broadway shows. I believe Broadway shows should be safe. It's more so like concerts, gatherings, outdoor events, political rallies, things like that. I would avoid. So where you have a lot of people gathered together, Broadway shows, I believe they're going to be, it should be okay. Oh, what do you mean? I want to go to Easter area. My birthday is that to go to Eastern, I guess, area on my birthday, May. I think things should get much better by May. Yes, it's just March and April that I got from my spirit guides specifically. It could be a parade too. Yeah, it could be a parade. Just it's just for these next couple of months, please. Just, you'll do it next year. You'll do it next time. Just don't go. Just don't go anywhere where there's a lot of crowds in general, or celebrations and things like that. Don't go. Not just in the I just want to make this clear. I'm not just referring to and addressing Americans and America. I'm talking about Europe too, and Australia, by the way. I just heard Australia too. The central southern part of Australia. So this is everywhere. These dangers that are looming, these terrorist attacks, all of these things that I'm seeing and I've been seeing. It's not just in America, here too. France. If you remember my predictions in January, I said, I have such a, but it's not just a feeling. I've seen it in my visions, in my downloads. Things are going to get bad in Europe, and it's going to start from France. I said this. And didn't I say about sleeper cells? I've talked about sleeper cells, that they're going to be wakey, those sleeper cells, and they're going to start causing havoc. And it's going to start, when it comes to Europe, it's going to start in France. Also, in Brussels, there's going to be some kind of event too. There's going to be some kind of, here I see an explosion, not a huge explosion, but some kind of explosion that's going to happen in Brussels. Oh, and when my husband is trying to get us on a on a Patty's Day float. Yeah, just you guys, better safe than sorry, right? I want all of you, because I love you and I care for you, to be safe. Everyone who's watching this, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. So I'm not, you know me, I will not scaremonger. I will not exaggerate things just for the sake of like clicks and views and virality and all of that. That's why I'm not that big yet. Like my channel's not that big and I haven't gone viral because I'm just genuinely me and I will not use all these marketing techniques. But now I want everyone to listen to me and to pay attention. Whatever it is that you've got planned, it's okay. You can do it some other time. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. It's okay. It's like it's the next 5 to 6 weeks. All of it, including myself. Don't go to concerts, don't go to parades, don't go to protests. Well, protests, on the other hand, protests, we need to protest, right? We need to protest, but just be vigilant. And that's all I have to say. Oh, South America is going to have such issues. And I've talked about this I think I mentioned this in my, did I talk about this in my, I don't remember. There's so many videos and so many downloads and predictions that I'm myself sometimes, I keep notes of everything now. I have an archive of all of my predictions and I can go back and refer back to them. But South America, very volatile situation there. Things, yeah, I see violent protests and violent unrests as well in places as well there. So it's again, it's global. Because I see everyone's like, what about Canada? What about this? What about that? It's global. Okay, global. With an exception, certain continents such as Africa, and some locations far east, but generally it's a global thing what is happening right now, and everyone has just to be careful. Be careful. Japan might get dragged into stuff, into this conflict. I have feeling won't take a big part in it, but it will get dragged into it when the China Taiwan conflict begins. That is going to happen. I am 100% confident about every single prediction that I share with you, whether here now and alive in my prediction videos. I'm 100% confident about that's going to happen. Because if I've seen it, certain predictions we can change the outcome of. We can change, we can raise the vibration, but big events that I keep repeating, that I know it's tiring and tiresome for some of you, that I've talked about I've been talking about for 3 years. I've been talking about this Californian earthquake, the Japan earthquake, and the volcano in Japan. We talk about, if you see me repeating, it means I keep getting the same downloads, the same visions, and it's happening. It means that energy is now starting to take momentum, and it's going to happen at some point soon. Again, with timelines, I can be wrong. All of the psychic mediums can be wrong. There isn't a single one out there that's 100% accurate. We cannot be accurate because we connect to energy, and energy changes. And that's why it's important to pray and meditate and raise our vibrations and be good people, because that's how we change the outcome of bad things from happening. So, but I am 100% confident in everything that I put out here. Everything, as far out as it may sound, as stupid, even to me, I'm a very grounded person and a very rational person. So and let me tell you, when I started this journey, when I started reading for people, I was born psychic medium. You know the story. You know my background. But when I started really sort of like embracing my abilities and started reading for friends and friends of friends, this was way before I became FemmeTarot and made this into a full-time spiritual practice. I always had a trouble, like I was confident in what I knew and what I was receiving, but I had a there was like this contradiction inside of me because I was always like trying to debunk things. Like I was trying always to rationalize even the most far out prediction, the most far out thing that I received from spirit. I would have a hard time accepting it, believing it, but I would still be confident that I received it. Therefore, I will share it with whoever I was reading or whoever I was talking to. But I was still struggling within me, with that. And sometimes I still am. Sometimes people will say, "You said that this came true, this happened." And then I'm like, wow, wow. I'm not, this arrogant psychic medium's like, I'm always right. I know that what I receive is true. It's from spirit. I know what I'm receiving is going to happen. It's going to manifest. But me as Natalie, as a human being, sometimes I struggle with it, but I'm 100% confident in my abilities. So I'm not afraid to put myself out here in public on this public platform live. So I cannot go back. I'm not editing anything and share with you all this, as stupid, as far out as it sounds, because what history has shown to me and my experience has shown me is there's nothing too far out, nothing too extreme, nothing too crazy, nothing too weird, because at the end of the day, it happens. All right. All right, you guys. We've been 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's been a long live. So once again, it is a live show. So a lot of times I do have plans and I have something, planned to do, such as the true crime reading, which was on Corey Richens, but I will do a separate one. Okay. I will do a separate one and I will upload it next week if anyone's interested, or maybe because there's not so much. This isn't a cold case. This is a missing child. So I might do this reading next week, next Sunday's live, because I think we've covered so much. We've talked so much. I myself already am starting to feel a little bit tired, right? Energetically, I mean, tired. It's 11:23 p.m. over here as well, so it's quite late. Yeah. So that's it, you guys. Thank you all for joining, for being here. Please, don't allow, let me just say this before everyone goes. Please don't allow for fear to take over your life and your decisions and everything that you do. That's exactly what they want from us. It is a low vibrational energy, feeling. And they want us to feel fear. They want us to feel insecure and angry and sad and all of this stuff because they feed off of this energy. And this is how we give away our power. So don't be afraid. Don't be fearful. Okay. Pray, meditate, dance, do some grounding, sing, do whatever makes you happy and whatever really raises your vibration. This is how you can help the world and the collective. And this is how we can actually change the outcome of things to come. It is possible. It's up to us. Also, something else, please, I want to ask you to do this. I share this with my coaching clients. Do every day, do one kind, good, generous deed for someone else. Doesn't have to be a big thing. Could be a small thing. Helping a grandma with her grocery shopping, okay? Or, an elderly with her grocery shopping. Smiling at a stranger if you see them a little bit down or sort of absent-minded or whatever it is, you feel that they're going through something, just smile at them. Say good morning, good evening, good afternoon to them. One small kind deed, an act, um, something nice, saying something nice to someone. You guys, if we all do this, one thing every day, we can really change the world, and we can really, really raise those vibrations, those collective vibrations. That's all. That's all. It's something small, something that will make you feel good too. This is all it takes. If we all did this, if we all did this, 111 people, 111. Right now it's 111. While I'm sharing this message with you guys, it's still 111. That's your sign. We should all do that. And with that, I'm going to close this live today. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for joining. Don't forget to like this video on your way out. And don't forget to check out the description box down below with all the details for the workshop, merch, how to book a reading with me. Everything that you need to know is down below. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Lots of love. Till next time. Bye.